So we're starting Operation Pick Up Pinky. We got to run to Brian's to go help him move some shit. And then we're going to come back and unload his car off the trailer so he can take it tomorrow. Man's wearing pants for once. Oh shit, that's crazy. Konrads, toolboxes. Gonna help Brian unload his toolboxes for undisclosed reasons. Fucking unloading this thing now. That's for a later date.
You're on.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Jacaranda Avenue.
What's up, y'all? So today we're actually gonna head out to Cali, and we're actually gonna go pick up Pinky, which is the old, the last 240 that I had, and we actually sold in 21. It was the one with pink fade. I'll throw up there. Yeah, so we're gonna head out. We're gonna go meet up with Corey, and we're gonna go pick up the car. And still has KA in it. Still has the suspension that we left it with, except
turn left onto Bear Valley Road.
I think maybe the front end's a little done up. I think he took off some of the shit that we had on there, lower control arms and stuff like that. So we're gonna go check it out, see the condition, and bring her home.
Turn left.
So this is Corey's car in a T. This thing fucking rips, dude.
At this piece.
Yeah.
And it's done it to me 3 times, dude. The first time I was...
Picking this beauty up today. Bringing her home. Got the car loaded up. Actually in pretty good condition from when I sold it. Still got the kit. D-Max tail lights. Some MB battles. Put on these reps for now, just to get her rolling. Still got a dash in her. Stickers. No seats or anything. Bryant gave me the plastics to put all back in here. Corey was gracious enough to hook us up with some mirrors. Still got majority of the rear suspension. Megan Racing, pretty much everything. Front end he had to swap out. So we're gonna be throwing over the kit probably from the orange car, just so it can fit pretty well. As of right now, saying we got a leaky injector. And good old Megan. But it's not powering over, so I'm gonna get it back to Konrads, figure out what's holding us up here. But overall, after going, I think Corey said that it went through like 2 or 3 people. It fucking survived. So pretty stoked that we're gonna be back up and running here within a couple weeks. Still got the zebra print. So we just picked up the car from Corey. It's actually a lot better than I expected. It's went through a couple people, like I said, during my walk around. And for an S chassis that's been in California, I'm actually very surprised at how well that it has stayed together. A lot of the suspension that we put on there back in 2019, 2018, still on there. Some bent Megan coilovers are still on there from Konrad. All the arms, just the front end. We don't have the lower control arms anymore, which isn't a big deal. Konrad said he has some laying around. So now we're headed to AVS, and our buddy Bobby is putting on the Ultimate Drift Challenge out here with one of his friends. And Bryant, who is behind us towing the car, is actually sponsoring the event with his company, 777 Factory. And yeah, we're gonna go have a good time, watch some pretty interesting driving. I think there is a couple high-powered cars coming out, and UDC is pretty unique in the aspect of you can only run a 215 spec tire. So big horsepower guys hopefully are gonna set their cars up. If not, they're in for a pretty fucking bad time. They're just gonna blow tires off left and right. I mean, it's gonna be interesting, and that's the whole point that I think Bobby wanted to do this series, right? Where we all see Formula Drift and all that in that aspect, but you know, we want to see some low horsepower cars gripped up, having fun with the big boys. So I'm going in as an optimist, and I think it's gonna do good. But I also know AVS is a treacherous track if you don't know what you're doing out here. And then going from 500 horsepower, probably, well, we just literally looked at a post. Somebody was running a 265, and then they're going to step down to a 215. So interesting to say the least what some people are going to try and do today. But it should be a good time. Thanks.
He's like, no, that's like a long ways away.
A few moments later.
It's actually pretty impressive that you did that.
What you doing?
Picking out one.
He's angry.
You want to do a series? Flapjack on a KA, and then flapjack on a SR, flapjack on a JZ. Nice. You know this house is like the coolest house ever.
What do you mean, oh no?
These, remember how the KA car, down to the UZ car? What? Supposed to fucking, ooh, black duck, when your eyes, look, your dad's down there.
Hey, Andy, can you double check if it's a 19? Are they 19s?
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
We got in Saturday night. Me and Brian stopped to get some Texas roadhead, as he liked to say, and had a little bonfire. And then Sunday morning, Andy came over to change some tires, and Brian rolled up with the car and unloaded her and just got to work. The first thing was the no start issue. Corey disclosed that all these problems beforehand, and there was an issue with the clutch, no start issue. Brian just started looking at the fuses and figured out that we didn't have the big alternator 80 amp fuse, so popped it in and it started cranking over, but it wouldn't kick over all the way. So Andy started squirting some starter fluid in there while I was cranking, and then it had some life, obviously, but then we pulled off the fuel lines to see if we were getting fuel to the rails, and nothing there. So we could hear the pump and feel the pump, so we popped it open to see what was going on in there, and it's always the obvious answer, which was there's no gas. So after that, it started, and it ran rough. But Corey also said that there was like a leaky injector, possibly. So we pushed that off to the side and we wanted to tackle the clutch issue. Saturday night, Konrad had me convinced that my trans was blown. So I was freaking out a little bit about that. So we took the trans off, pulled the pressure plate off, and the clutch was, it was toasty, as to be expected in a drift car. And we noticed just something seemed a little bit off with the flywheel. So we pulled the flywheel off. We called Chris, aka Lower Control Arms, and he came by with a whole new setup, pressure plate, clutch disc, flywheel, and we compared the two, and the flywheel was that was on the car was smaller. So Chris had this from, he has a sick KAT build, and so this was like kind of like the stock stuff, which was perfect because that's all I have. So we put the flywheel and stock clutch that Chris brought over into the car, put the trans in, bolted up the drive shaft, put it in gear, and it worked. Thankfully, those guys were there to help. I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. The car would still be in pieces. I would have not gotten that far. But it's running and driving now. And so now we can move on to the stuff to get it running a little bit better. I went and got my seat cleaned. I had the guy, our detail guy at work, clean it up for me. So Project Streetcar is coming along. And right now I'm headed to meet Bryant at the HOTPIT Auto Fest at Irwindale, California. Season opener. They got some drivers out there, so we're gonna go check out the competition and see how it goes. Just got to Irwindale and it's coming down, and if I know one thing about drifting, it gets very, very interesting with high horsepower cars on a wet track. Not only are we at a track, but we're at a circle track, so there's already laid down rubber. So it's coming down. It's gonna get real interesting. got done with practice. Cold. But really, it's not cold, but it's fucking wet and windy. Yay, drifting. Luke Finks ran. I don't know what it is about Corvette guys and their stock interior. Pretty basic setup. Dudes out there shredding.
As far as fight condition.
Just got done dropping off Brian, probably 20 minutes from home. Hot Pit was something else. A lot of good driving, a lot of exciting driving, which is always good. Was skeptical in the beginning because of the rain. I didn't know if it was going to let up or not. So racing in the rain at a circle track with built-in rubber can always be pretty sketchy. First practice was pretty sketchy. And then thankfully the clouds opened up and dried out, and we got some pretty good tandies in. It's a great series. I love what they're doing. Me and Brian talked about it on the way back about, you know, it's like a smaller FD, and it's going in the right direction as far as professional competition. You know, this is the other side of like UDC, where you got big horsepower guys, you got some smaller guys like how Konrad would be coming in. You know, you got open trailers, you got stackers. You know, that's the only way I can compare it in my head right now, because I'm exhausted. Coming up almost on 24 hours away from getting up to drive there to drive back. But it was an absolute blast. Always good people in the drift community. You can always have a good time. But yeah, thanks to Brian and Rome for letting me just kind of hang around and be that weird dude in the corner. I had a great time. Saw a lot of good people. So I'm pretty stoked. We got NASCAR tomorrow. So no days off. Thanks, y'all.